Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here I got big academic court. So, I was a massive idiot. Well, I guess it's not, well, I guess it's part and parcel of my fault, but apparently after revisiting the last, profile, it's actually added a new talk button. Although, the conversation with Snow about talking to Renwick ended, like, so matter-of-factly, I was just, like, swimming around in circles for a bit. I guess it's, like, one of the, I would say bigger issues, but it's, like, a small nitpick I'm complaining about. Sometimes it has to be more specific sometimes at certain points. Yeah. But this is all we're gonna get at. Like, it's been years, so I doubt it's gonna be, like, that updated so much. But, for the people who want to make some stuff, like, that's some good advice. Hey, look at this, it's all the way down there. Will you be testifying in the trial tomorrow? No, I'll be fleeing the country, waltzing out scot-free for being the true culprit. Do you have your passport? Of course I'll be testifying tomorrow. I discovered the body, didn't I? Now listen, mate. I can't really go into depth about it right now. You could tell us, you know, so we can give a leg up in court and blame the whole thing on Vex Volpert. Renwick's probably gonna give you the basic rundown anyway, yeah? Pretty much. He said you discovered the body roughly half an hour after the murder occurred? Aye, that's the gist of it. Yeah, off to the doctors with me, too. The rest? Well, that's for tomorrow's investigations. Brisbane will literally murder me if I... Brisbane's prosecuting this trial? Who else do you think it's gonna do? Won't he be a little biased against Volpert? Oh, that. Mate, everyone's a little biased against Volpert. True. You're gonna get a lawyer. He's infamous in the largest sense of the prefix in. Okay. Trust me, Brisbane doesn't stand out in the slightest. The judge will most likely proceed. Doesn't get it too on your good nerves. What's up, mate? You're giving me Renwick a run for his money in the spaced out department. It's just odd, thinking about it. Brisbane won't be counteracting my cross-examinations. More likely he'll be trying to get Volpert guilty. And what's wrong with that? So he'll be helping you with the testimonies. Isn't that what the defense and prosecution should do anyway? I suppose you're right. Just thinking about that trial. In any case, tell Renwick to continue the interrogation rule last night. We need some info from Volpert, one way or another. Well, I mean, you could hypnotize him. Well, I guess hypnotize is not going to work because it has to involve a person giving complete and utter consent. The very second you tell someone to do something that like they don't want to do, they immediately get out of that trance state. And I'll be sure to do that. Mr. Snow? Not more questioning. Yeah, okay, I'll be out there in a minute. Well, mate, looks like they're not done with me yet. I told him once, I told him a dozen times. Well, then tell him a baker's dozen more. See you in court, then, Mr. Wright. See you in the morning, detective. Detective, yeah. Let's hope it stay that way. Look at that, he finally said our name. Wow. Okay, now can we go and tell the Smiths of Wren about this? Please? Now you do. Okay, thanks. They spoke to Volpert then? What do you say? Nothing too helpful. In other words, no information whatsoever. Just the way we like it. Snow told me to ask you to finish on the interrogation. Well, if you still don't have no first-hand info of the crime from the key witness himself. Yeah, I'll want to keep trying. I'll get some people together and we'll try the interrogation. Well, tell me what you know! That's a pretty lamp. Gosh dang it! Where are the drugs? Well, touch me or not, he still says to take a stand tomorrow. It's really up to him whether or not he decides to cooperate. He still insists on wasting time to take a stand tomorrow with no use of testimony. Well, we fortunately trust the evidence. Oh boy. It's his own grave I'm digging after all. Thank you, detective. Good luck. I need more than luck. I need a miracle. Gosh dang it. Alright, it's time for me to clear out. Oh, wow. You did so much helpful stuff on this crime scene. You did so much help. I have to get some people together and bring Volpert for another interrogation. Will this be done the same way last night's interrogation happened? Yeah, except this time there'll be 6 angry officers demanding information. 6 angry lampposts, all pointing straight at Volpert, just like, oh, I'm the center of attention now. If this doesn't get him to spill, he really is as crazy as he lets on. Oh boy. If Volpert didn't do it, he could just say so. He's not even denying the charges, he's just skirting the issue with insane drivel. Well, it sounds like something I would do. I'll have to cordon off this place now before I leave, so if you don't mind. Even if you do mind, clear off. Well, I mind very much. You don't have to tell me twice. Okay. April 10th, 4:56 p.m. Oh, hey, my Megatron is still here. Nice one, Phoenix. Forgotten it again, huh? Oh, God. I definitely remember like when I played this before, and even seen like some people playing through the game. Just the fact you got the Megatron at the very beginning of the case. It changes around now. I wonder how different the writing is from the original draft, or maybe it was just the Megatron while it was just there, like just different places. Oh well, better late than never. Well, we gotta go back and go talk to the Volperwheel. Oh, I want to see something. Okay, that is weird placement. Get it over to where the autopsy report is right now. That's no bueno. Looks like there's nothing else left to examine until tomorrow's trial. Well, that was a pretty short investigation compared to some previous cases. Yeah, we barely have anything, don't we? I think the biggest question is how anyone, got the garrote wire in? Like, if Vex Volper did this murder, which it's, we're doing that one first in the prison cells, then how did he get the garrote wire when he was in prison? He had ties with Wright, but would those even still be in effect, years after the guy was, Red was imprisoned? I mean, he got out of jail before he got incarcerated. Maybe that was because this case seems more open and shut. Yeah. So the conclusion is that Volper strangled the Superman before with a piece of garrote wire. The evidence certainly seems to point to Volper being the killer. But it's Volper's behavior that makes me uneasy. He has a very relaxed attitude towards the whole situation. In fact, less relaxed and more stark raving mad. Well, you say that, but Cedric was also absurdly calm. Huh. He didn't even try to deny the murder, but he wasn't exactly admitting to it either. Did Volper really strangle Cedric and Maplethorpe to death? What's his motive? Is this case really as simple as straightforward as it seems? Probably not. This is Ace Attorney series we're talking about. For our trial, I'll give Volper the verdict he deserves. I missed that last part. And we're only 5 minutes away from the end of the investigation. We'll move on to the trial. April 11th, 9:52 a.m. District Lobby, Defendant Lobby number 1. Of course, we need a number. The number is important. Oh, hey. Morning, Phoenix. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today. Wait, I have a tail? Sorry? Feeling alright this morning? Yeah? Not anyway tired, wary, or any other form of fatigue which might hamper concentration? Are you gonna give me coffee? I'm fine, Detective, thank you. No, good. So how did last night's interrogation go? Did Volper give any more info on the murder? That's where I'll have to end this conversation. Oh, gosh dang it. You see, I'll be giving testimony about how the interrogation went in today's trial. But between you and me, I'll give you a small teaser for what's to come. Ooh, I love teasers. Absolutely nothing. Waste of time. Useless. So you're saying that there was something in this conversation? Gee, I wonder if it went well at all. Obviously. To be honest, I think you're in with a spot of luck today. A spot of luck? How do you mean? This murder doesn't seem overly complicated at first glance. Maybe it's possible that it really is as straightforward as it seems. I was thinking about myself. This case does seem open and shut compared to many others. Say, where's Detective Snow today? If he's not directly tied to this particular case, he's still in detention. Besides, he's your client for the Paradox murder, not the Maplethorpe one. This is a weird arrangement still. Dual cases, one after another. But he said that he testified today. He and another victim found the body, after all. Yeah. Let me draw my rubber ducks. I'll be off back to the prosecutor's lobby now. Okay, have fun experimenting your artistic details with the Brisbanes. I was gonna say he probably would know about that, but he went to law school, not like Nick. And now I'm immediately reminded of some Reddit post someone made about someone actually bringing up the fact that Phoenix went to the art school first, then law school. I know they had this idea for how they can make some plot points better, like later games. Eh. Something to do with a certain blonde guy. That was a missed opportunity right there, and just how the person described it, eh. I'll probably bring up the post later. Yeah, probably not now, though. Oh, that stuff was great, though. That was a really awkward conversation. Oh, okay. Chroma commence in 3 minutes. Right. It's time for Volper's trial to begin. Will he be found guilty straight away? Or is there a bigger picture to this crime? I mean, if you have a camera, you can scale it backwards. From experience, I'd probably say the latter, but I'm not holding my breath. Secretly, this case is so straightforward that this case is so gosh dang straightforward that I'm there's no mystery. April 11th, 10 a.m. Court is now in session for the trial of Vex Volper. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very good, Mr. Brisbane. Are you gonna pop a gasket? Is the prosecution ready? Well, this certainly puts me in quite a predicament. I came back to this courtroom with intent to face what's wrong once again. After all, you bested me twice in court already! I mean, I guess one time we bested you, and then the other time you kind of let us win because, you know, your own grudge, but now it's back again with this. But something interesting was brought to my attention. The suspect would be none other than Vex. Can't say his name without invoking a gag reflex. So, now I have a choice to make. Help Mr. Wrong and taking down the freak, or stay true to my intent and defeat Mr. Wrong in court. Oh, Mr. Wrong. I said Mr. Wrong far too many times for my liking. Well, I mean, you're not wrong about that. Yes? You better not be defending that evil rat! Okay. Mr. Brisbane, the circumstances surrounding this trial have been made clear to you already. Suppose I should repeat this for the benefit of the court, however. What the heck is this music? I don't think I've ever heard this before. This is interesting. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, today's trial is indeed a peculiar one, as the prosecution has stated. As a known criminal who's already serving a life sentence for the murders of these 3 people, I believe Vex Volper needs no introduction. Boo, you stink! He has been accused by the police of murdering another recent inmate in his neighboring cell. Because of his disreputable standing, Mr. Volper failed to obtain a lawyer to represent him today. In normal circumstances, a trial would not have commenced until he had an attorney. But seeing as his past convictions already have him serving a life sentence in prison, we decided to make an exception. Mr. Wright is not here today to defend, rather to find the truth. Today, the prosecution and defense are to work together to determine whether or not Mr. Volper is guilty of the crime of which we are aware. Are we now clear, Mr. Brisbane? Fine, I'll do it. I don't think this is over between us, Mr. Wrong. I don't want to have it either way. I will crush you when I next get the chance. Is it really all he cares about? Defeating me? And for what? Well, this is like a prodigy standpoint, a person, student of Von Karma. I'm actually surprised the series hadn't really has like a Von Karma character for the entirety. Well, I guess, you know, the second game. Yeah, technically speaking, but I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I suppose the prosecution is ready also, Your Honor. Very well. Do you have an opening statement? Ladies and gentlemen, the man tried today is a renowned mass murderer. I speak for everyone who has said that he has more than proven himself to be so. Therefore, there can be no doubt that he is clearly the perpetrator of this crime. But what if he was framed? Shut the fuck up, Mr. Wrong. Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry. He's absolutely right. That guy must have done it. I remember him from that Crossbreak trial. I knew he was up to no good again. Order. Order the court. I agree that the prosecution's reasoning is understandable. The results of the crime scene must be addressed in order to reach a just conclusion. Just conclusion, my eye. I mean, you already lost it. You want to get another pink eye? Now then, do we have any witnesses to bring to the stand? No. There wasn't a witness who saw the crime happen. So I will call the detective in charge of investigations. Of course. Dominic Smith. The guy's overly casual behavior was bugging me quite a bit yesterday. Very well, the court calls the detective to the stand. Come now, let's move this along quickly. Name your occupation. Drawing with the ducks. Hey, I said name and occupation. Renwick Smith. Oh, it's a detective. So it is. Long time no see, Renwick. Too long, Arrow. Too long. Huh? These two know each other? Now then, he investigated the crime scene that morning. Snow was the first to come upon the scene half an hour after the murder occurred. As you know, he's in custody under the suspicion of murdering that officer. The responsibility was passed down to me. Very well, why don't you begin by telling us about the crime itself? That sounds like a good place to start. Don't you please. We have reason to believe the victim of a murder prisoner. Another prisoner, I mean. I killed the most prisoner of prisoners of all. Myself. That guy was in a neighboring cell. Marble flower, something like that. Similar. Marble flower. What does a marble flower look like? I don't think I've seen many marble statues now. What a detective. I'm sure I've seen that young man's face before somewhere. Yes, that was, a decade ago, don't worry. Young man? What is young according to the judge anyway? How old was Cedric when we went to the other case now? Oh, God. Cedric Maplethorpe, Your Honor. He was found guilty of a murder not so long ago. Why, of course. Wait a minute. He was murdered? He was strangled from behind with a piece of wire. The body was discovered, Volper was placed into arrest as a suspect. Why, I think I have it. I believe I'm ready to hand my verdict. Oh my god. Weren't you the one who said that we need to address the investigation first? Not in this topsy-turvy courtroom world. Excuse me, I was getting carried away there for a moment. God damn it. Would you begin your testimony for us, detective? I hardly doubt that Volper could have gotten away with a more complicated crime. Yeah. Like, every single murder is like a complicated crime, right? Because that's what makes the solving fun. Probably the very second it's so simplistic, it'll both be impossible and probably very boring. I want to see if I can try doing that. Especially seeing as he's been in a prison cell for almost a month. Murder. Oh, this music. Okay. The autopsy states that the murder happened around 1:30 a.m. They were alerted about an hour later. The Maplethorpe was dead, slumped against the bars separating himself from Volper's. You've since seen this photo, he was strangled with a piece of grout wire. It seems like he was strangled to death by a big old red thread of wire. The same piece of wire we found wrapped around one of the bars. Yeah, why was it wrapped around the bar instead of, like, you know, somewhere else? I guess less conspicuous? Like, I would believe if the wire was, like, you know, on Cedric's side of the room, because, like, maybe, like, Vex or the killer, like, dropped it, and they couldn't get it back. Like, that makes sense, right? Why does close to the bar so Hopper could have easily reached it with wire? Motive? He's a deranged psychopath with an already apparent murder record. What are you talking about? He's already reformed. Don't worry about it. God damn it. A very informative testimony. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Very informative, thanks. If I may, I'd like to submit this. What's this? Yeah, it's a floor behind that crime scene, Your Honor. Huh. Don't see how we can get much use of this. But the fact we're getting it means it's important. The positions of the killing of the victim are placed based on the evidence of the crime. Oh, I see. Well, the court accepts this into evidence. We'll plan out cells 5 and 6. How many cells are in the prison again? I know we're told, like, later on in the series at some point, but Is the defense ready to begin their cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. They're not defending Volper. Any contradiction I find could either help or hinder him. Let's see what this cross-examination uncovers. Always we go. Okay, the object states the murder happened around 1:30 a.m. So, like, the biggest question is just how he got the wire in the first place. What's the exact time of the victim's death? Not exactly. I was only guessing by the coroner. I thought it was your insightful deduction, though. My guess, on the other hand, would have said give or take 20 minutes or so. But who don't argue with medical science? Are you a professional medical science major, then? I see. So when did the police discover the body? By police, you mean Snow Docks, it was roughly 2 a.m. By police, you mean me, on the other hand. They were alerted about an hour later. Oh. Let's remember that. Who informed the police? We had Snow interrogation, he told us all about it. He said to check out Maplethorpe's self. We didn't believe him. Maybe believe him now. My god. And what did you see once you reached the cell? So Maplethorpe is dead. Something against the bar separating himself from Vulpers. Classic business affair, you know, just, yeah, the classic police affair. That's the way his body was found? Yeah, and it was pretty much set the murder up as being pointed towards Vulper. Really? Could you elaborate on that, Detective? I can. I most certainly will. Take a look at this. You can see in this photo, he was strangled with a piece of garrote wire. And this is evident by the deep red mark on the victim's neck, yes? I'm gonna say yes. Is there any other wires you found and haven't told us? Oh good, I had that answer too. And as you can see, the wire covers his neck quite a bit, drawing blood. I mean, you're an artist, so I mean, you're drawing blood alright. Oh god. The victim's blood is also on this wire. The same piece of wire we found wrapped around one of the bars. That's where you found the murder weapon? Sounds kind of strange to me. Yeah. Strange, Mr. Wright? Don't get me wrong, I'm not jumping to Vulper's defense here, but if he was the one who used this wire to strangle Maplethorpe, why would he leave it between the bars in plain sight? Don't you find it strange that he would leave the weapon out in the open? And in his own cell, no less? He could have hidden the wire somewhere more secretive, but it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. How so, Mr. Brisbane? Vulper could have hidden the wire in the most elusive place in his cell, but eventually the police would have found it. So in other words, where the wire was found doesn't change Vulper's guilt. But still weird how he decided not to try at all. Unless he really wants that, like, he really wants to extend his sentence. He has a point, but was there some way for Vulper to dispose of the wire after using it? That's not the point. But to answer your question, there was no way it could have done that. That sounds very, conclusive. Think about it. He was in a confined cell. Where on earth could he have gotten rid of it? Okay. What about the window? No. There was a barred window in the cell. You could have easily thrown the wire through the window to get rid of it. Do you think the police are that stupid? They haven't checked the ground outside the window if that were the case. Throwing a weapon out the window doesn't really hide it, does it? I mean, if you were a grand old baseball star, you can just throw it across so far it just goes into the sewer. Like sewer? Oh. I'm not quite sure I'm seeing the point of this. Mr. Wright, your argument is that if Mr. Vulper had a way to dispose of this wire, he would have done so, correct? Yes, Your Honor. It's just logic, really. I would agree with you, Mr. Wright, but I had to be sure. Was there a way that he could have disposed of the wire? Something that starts with an S. Yes, I believe there was, and yes does not start with the S, okay? You failed me. Very well, use the floor plan to point it out. Please show the court a way that the murder weapon could have been disposed of. It's the sink. It goes in the sewer. Yeah. What am I looking at here, Mr. Wright? There was a sink unit in each cell, which is what these semicircle shapes represent. Wait a minute. You mean, yes, we disposed of it and it just teleported immediately back. Okay. I do, Your Honor. If Vulper was looking to dispose of the murder weapon, this wire, simply throwing it out the window wouldn't have hidden it, as the police would have found it outside. So then how? How could he have been able to get rid of the wire for good? By easing it down the plug hole of the sink unit. Yeah. Or he could have hid the wire instead of admitting back to playing cards. The police would be too lazy to look through them all. Don't worry about it. They won't find it there. I mean, who doesn't? They don't like playing cards unless there's a person out there who's very into poker. Oh boy, then he's doomed. Indeed, a wire that length and thickness. Anger. You see, Vulper had a way of getting rid of it, but why leaving the open instead? Unless he didn't know anything about it. I admit I never noticed this thing's possible use as a disposal unit for the wire. I mean, yeah, like, don't you know every single prison has, you know, a trash disposal unit? Just flip the switch and I'm, oh no, there goes my hand. But it still doesn't change a single thing. It was the one who used the wire to kill the victim. But if he had a way to get rid of the weapon, it's possible that he had nothing to do with the wire. And that, Mr. Wrong, is where you just slipped up. Okay? Honestly, I'm surprised discussed about how defensive seem to be on that red-haired freak. Didn't we just explain why we're doing this? We're not defending, we're just finding the truth? Okay. I'm not. Just exploring all possibilities. Like to be sure after all. So he said that he didn't know about the wire. Volper didn't know about the wire. Renwick, bring up the DNA results. Oh. Any of these? DNA results, you say? No. Gosh dang it. We had the wire examined thoroughly, and that included searching for traces of DNA. We detected 2 traces of DNA, both found on either side of the wire. Meaning that whoever's DNA this is, they gripped it with both hands for use to garrote the victim. And the results are... Need to ask? They were a perfect match for Vic's Volper. Okay. Huh. I'm just trying to think how this would work if it wasn't Volper who killed Cedric this whole time. Well, that's one thing I've been thinking about. That why would Cedric, like, I guess, like, talk or, like, wake up in the middle of the night and just, like, you know, stand against the bars? If it was, like, someone else killed him, just the way how the body's positioned, that just means that the whoever it is, it would have to be, like, have to be someone who had the keys to the cell, right? And just, like, you know, garroted him, then just, you know, hung it around the bars, like, frame Volper, and just, like, move the body to make it look like he could have killed him through the bars, like that. So the person who could have killed him, if it wasn't Volper, would have to be someone who has the keys to the prison. At least the key to his cell. And... Huh. Could it be Perry Dox? We don't know anything about him. And the last time that happened, oh boy, that was essential, so we don't know if he had if there was anything with him. We're probably... Oh yeah. We're probably not gonna... Oh boy, since this trial is going to investigate this cell thing, we're not gonna figure it out until, like, the next case. Don't know if they'll allow us to go back to it, though. Oh boy. So, maybe Perry Dox was the killer for that case? Well, then he suddenly died in the second one? Maybe Vic Swoper didn't kill the victim here, but Perry Dox did? And then, in the interrogation with, Snow, Vic Swoper's like, you did it, kill. And that was it. Which is what I've been saying all this time. Why aren't they in the court record, right? Bumper's case certainly isn't in his favor right now. No. It's so fast with me as to why he just let the murder open like that. I just proved that he had a way to dispose of it all this time. Maybe he just didn't think of it? Say, Renwick, I got a question for you. What is it? Well, understand, the interrogation of Volper didn't go well. Did you say that you gave him another interrogation yesterday? Yes, we hooked him up into a lot of drugs. He spoke like a baby. Unintelligible? No, he was too honest. But everything. I mean everything. Yeah. I get it. You want me to testify about the interrogation, right? Yes, about, that thingy-mabob. Unless Mr. Wrong is a problem with that? Yes, there's a problem with everything we do in this courtroom, okay, Mr. Brisbane? Good. Judge? No, of course. The floor is yours, detective. Tell us how the freak's second interrogation went, as well as the results are procured. Sure thing. And for disappointment, though. Detective Smith hinted that the interrogation didn't go well in the court lobby. What went wrong? And did he manage to cover anything new? Well, based on the teaser gave us, probably absolutely some very important information. Don't worry about that. I think we'll leave this off here. Just like, This is going to mind about, like, the smaller changes from this case before rolling my memory. Although, it's probably just, like... I guess maybe it was an oversight. Yeah, different drafts. I feel very tempted to just say, like, yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to think about. Like, oh yeah, but if it wasn't Vic's Volper, even though all the evidence seems to point to him, especially with the DNA results. How the... Okay, if he didn't... Like, if he wasn't the killer, then the other thing that can be explained with that was, literally just, someone who had the keys to both Cedric's and Vic's Volper's cell, literally, killed Cedric, then, set the whole thing up, what is the crime scene with a photo, against the bars, and then literally just went across the way, locked the cell up again, went to Vex Developers and had him hold the wire while he was sleeping. Then you just left and like wrapped it around the bars, and that was it. But the only question is like, who would want to have? No, it doesn't make any much sense. Because why would like? No, that doesn't make much sense either, does it? You know, Vex Developer was like already in prison. He's like, I forget the sentence he gave him, but I'm assuming it was like 2 murders would be like a life sentence. So, unless the culprit here has a very very big agenda against the Vex Developer, I don't know if it could be anyone else really. We don't even know if they came about Paradox. Hmm. Well, it could be. Could be. We probably need to know more about that. Like, this is just a whole brief review of like what this is. And if that whole idea I was right about Paradox actually the culprit for this one, we're probably not going to find anything out. And then this it just becomes all unraveling, like when we go through the interrogation room murder. That's going to be quite interesting to go through. Hmm. Wait a second, I just realized something. If like, if my theory that Vex Welper decided to kill Paradox because he killed Cedric in the room, like then interrogation room, that doesn't make much sense because like, for 2 reasons. Because Vex Welper must have held the garrote wire because it let the DNA results on it, but then he must have been asleep, or he was the culprit. So how like why would he kill Paradox? Unless unless it really is like everyone's saying that he's just psychotic by this point. Oh boy. Well, there's many different ways to take it, but don't need to think about that more. We're probably just going around in circles, just thinking about this. Never hurts to think about it though. So leave this off here until next time. So, for a fun time watching as I am playing this. See you next time, what the time may be, and I'll hope you have a fantastic day.